Being forced into an early retirement can be difficult to deal with, especially if you have low retirement savings. In this video, I will discuss some common reasons why a person might have to retire earlier than expected, and I'll share some tips for dealing with the financial implications of an early retirement. My name is Abraham with AJ MedPlus, and I help to make seniors aware of common issues related to retirement and aging, and I provide tips for facing these challenges. If you're interested in learning more about how to deal with some of the common challenges that seniors face when retired and while aging, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and hit the like button if you find this video helpful. First, let's talk about the 4 most common reasons why a person might be forced to retire early. While there might be some unique situations every so often which may cause a person or a couple to consider an early retirement, there are common scenarios which play out each day, causing early unplanned retirement. Pay close attention to the first and second reason for early retirement, since I will provide some great tips for managing some of the long-term effects which may result from those scenarios. Number 4. Feeling burned out. The last few years of your career can often be the hardest. Policy changes, new work associates, and an overall decrease in your level of patience for dealing with work drama may push you over the edge, causing you to call it quits and retire. Work politics has often been cited as the main reason why some people choose to retire early. I just can't take this anymore. If this is you, what can you do to help you get over that last hump and across the finish line of retirement? Consider the option of changing how you work. Is it possible to work from home? Can you transfer to another location? Can you work a different shift? These options are especially important if your early retirement would cause you to lose important retirement perks which require time on the job, such as your pension or company-sponsored insurance. You want to do everything possible to lock those benefits in. If you do decide to retire early because of feeling burned out, always keep in mind that this retirement does not have to be permanent. You may very well need a brief respite from the hassle of the working world, but keep an open mind and keep an eye out for suitable opportunities. Number 3. Getting laid off. Being forced to retire due to being laid off can be bothersome. You must decide whether to start over somewhere else or to throw in the towel. No matter what you decide for your future, you should have a conversation with the Human Resources Department of the company you are being laid off from. Make sure you get important account information to things like your 401k or other retirement accounts, pension details, health insurance plans if applicable, and be sure to ask about any severance pay. Do not trust that the Human Resources Department will automatically give you those important details, because in truth 9 times out of 10 they will not. The last thing you need is the nightmare of trying to get that information from a company that may not even exist anymore. Do yourself a huge favor by checking and double-checking for every piece of information that you may need from the company before you walk out their doors for the last time. Now that you have that information, try to move each of those employer-controlled accounts into accounts controlled by you. This allows you to be aware of what you have and enables you to keep an eye on things. A company that you no longer work for may very well change carriers for many of their benefits, leaving you in a tough spot trying to figure things out 5 to 10 years later. It is best to have direct control from day one. Number 2. Providing care for a loved one. Many seniors find themselves in a situation where they are suddenly responsible for providing care for their aging parents or even their disabled spouse. This sudden change in circumstances may require that they take an early retirement and may cause some financial instability. Besides the changes to their living arrangements and daily routines, these events can have major implications to a person's career as they are approaching retirement. While there is not much that can be done to avoid this situation, there are some steps which can be taken to help alleviate the financial burden. What most caretakers may not know is that they may be able to get compensated for the care that they are providing to their loved one. Many states' Medicaid or equivalent programs will pay a daily stipend for a person's care, including living, food, and custodial care. If your loved one has long-term care insurance, you may be able to get paid from the payouts from the policy, greatly decreasing the burden to you for the care that you are providing. Most states will require that the caretaker take some courses to certify them as a caretaker, but once that is done, they should be able to collect the payments for the care that they provide. It is worth it to investigate the programs provided by your state and try to meet the requirements so that you could ease the financial burden from having to retire earlier than you expected. Number 1. Failing health. It is impossible to accurately predict your future, including your future health. As much as you may want to retire at 65 years old or later, your health may start to give out on you before that age. Being forced to retire due to failing health is the most difficult challenge to deal with, because when you are sick and not in good health, the last thing on your mind is your job. Depending on your illness, it may even be impossible for you to continue your line of work, which may cause depression. What can a person do if they are forced to retire due to their failing health? The most important thing for them to do is focus on their recovery. While working individuals do get a level of fulfillment from their jobs, a person's health and well-being is much more important. If possible, try to take a family and medical leave of absence and be sure to plan to pay for your employee insurance benefits. If you become disabled, keep in mind that you will qualify for Medicare after 24 months of disability. Try to use your skills to find work with low stress levels that you can do while you are recovering if possible. If your health permits it, maybe you could consider becoming a caretaker for someone else by providing board and care services to them. This is an excellent way to bring in extra income and continue to have an impact on your community while you recover, even if you will be ill for the long term. No matter what you decide to do, the most important thing to do is focus on your health. After all, if you never recover your health, nothing else will matter. No matter the reason, an unplanned early retirement rarely comes without difficulty. In general, it is best if a person has a rock-solid retirement plan, which is adaptable enough to accommodate their retirement, even if it is unplanned. To learn more about planning your retirement to withstand even the most severe situations, subscribe to this channel, since we are constantly providing content specifically designed for seniors related to retirement and aging. Don't forget to like this video if you found it useful.